Life. It's an enigma, a puzzle. When you dump it out, it's upside down and twisted around, with jagged edges walking suicidal ledges. And it doesn't matter where you begin, whether with the border or any corner. Scorned and jaded, at times elated, ejaculated by the weighted woes of society. With deities and notoriety, this piety enlightens me to a level of understanding, landing in a sea of tranquility with blisses, misses, misunderstood kisses, and wishes on planes mistaken for stars. Exiting cars, entering bars, wars, horrors, low test scores in schools, breeding fools, lacking tools, adding rules, subtracting respect, dividing income checks, parading every car wreck with broken glass, huffing gas on the street corner to experience the high life of Miller, serial killers and drillers, spillers in the ocean causing commotion as the oil spoils the habitat as quick as that. The Cat in the Hat replaced by reality TV and TMZ, warping minds, erasing thousands of times, lines, sublimes and divines with families and friends. Barbies and Kens creating emotional voids in our girls and our boys, throwing up and spiraling down, bearing thorny crowns and size 0 gowns, told to be like supermodels, impossible odds. Thin and bendy, super trendy, with never-ending stories of morning glories and lorries, never eating, always cheating, fleeting, leaving traces of the old self or id or ego. Who knows? Today goes, tomorrow never dies, the past is prologue. With cities smogged and relationships fogged, kissing frogs looking for princes, a mother winces. The electric's expensive. 3 kids outgrowing clothes, empty stoves and stomachs. No breakfasts, only breakups and breakdowns and break-ins, sleeping around the corner from the puzzle you've begun. Unsung heroes and heroes with diversity in universities, attempting to create a stable generation in a nation of chaos and classes. Some sit on their asses while others punch time clocks on boat docks and walk blocks to buy locks and cream cheese. Satisfying needs, teaching to read, causing to bleed, planting the seeds of love and life. A wife and mother is the sales director who taught her daughter to stand up and be loud, proud, devout, and all about it, and to scout out the footholds that break through the thresholds of possibilities. With disability checks bouncing and government renouncing those it's supposed to protect, with serving troops jumping through hoops and out of planes, playing games with lives, widowed wives and weeping eyes caused by lies and spies and guys with guns in the hands of our kids, busting caps, doing laps around the prison yard, playing cards with poker faces, faking aces, wasted minds, dangerous times, man of the year. Fear factors and actors paraded and masqueraded behind the masks and the flasks of perfection. Wrong directions can get you killed wearing the wrong color purple. With Oprah Winfrey advising the weary weekdays at 5 on 11 Alive. Get your fill with Dr. Phil, imploring the will to survive and to come alive and to strive for the top of the heap in your Jeep. Leaps and bounds, sounds of laughter, tears of joy. Boy meets girl, boy marries girl, rinse and repeat. Tiny feet and newborn smells. Move to bicycles and lemonade stands, rock and roll bands with screaming fans, clapping, tapping, scrapping, mapping out the general vicinity of the placement of the pieces of the puzzle. You're building a stairway to heaven while the road to hell is paved with good intentions, preventions, apprehensions, War on drugs, war on poverty, war on terrorism, endless surrealism. Us killing us and them, and who knows who is who, and who can we go to when the going gets tough, and the tough go shopping, pill popping, stopping in the name of love me tender, never rendering the inabilities and breakthrough utilities to make us lazier and crazier, dazed and confused, losing ground zero, gaining debt, haven't slept. He never kept his promises to his little girl. As the world turns, burns, yearns, and churns, creating urns and urns of ashes to ashes, dust to dust, I must increase my bust, so they'll lust and look, book dates, mate, procreate, license to ill, license to chill, to drill, to drive, to fish, to foul, but no requirements for us to become parents. Babies born to babies are us, with Gus's, Tom, Dicks, and Harrys, never tarrying to leave after helping to conceive, relieving themselves of duties for more booties and beauties and movies, replacing books. Rook to D4 gets the pawn, leaving the bishop to comment on the acts of contrition and attritions. How atrocious the notions of molestation and degradation. In an attempt for salvation from the wrath of the apocalypse, now is the time to stand up and shut down the power of the elite with their tweets, depleting and dividing the people down county lines in harrowing times. We're in another Great Depression, yet this time of the hearts and minds. Our moral compass is wrecked by this stagnant magnate whose intolerance is preponderant. One nation under the dollar and too many in a hell called a cell. Born a crime past a time when the statues stood to welcome and wish well. We women being abused, losing the war waged against us, inferior under the law without equal rights to protect us. Hundreds of mass shootings in schools and malls, concert halls and festivals, still met by decibels of silence from the highest in the land. Too busy instating amendments to hating and dissipating freedom where we stand. Lead me not into temptation, I'll find it myself in any cabinet. While those elected have defected from the mission of revision to collusion and division, the only mainstay is the fake news swaying every which way, every damn day. We're trudging through the muck and the mire under dire circumstances, only glancing on facts while taking money from PACs, stacks and stacks of cash, but giving none for our past, shedding the blood of my blood over what? Who we love? Over pigments in skin? Over original sin? Well, the gloves are off and the bell has rung. Which side of Roe v. Wade will you find yourselves on? Fighting for life or fighting for choice? Don't you want both with your solitary voice? Well, hashtag me too. So what do we do? Well, we can be kind, find compassion, fashion a new world from a new way of acting. Listening would go a long way, as would tolerance and thoughtfulness. And someday, well, maybe someday we can all be the change agents. If we could only reframe the question from, what can you do? To what can I do? What can I do? Maybe if we each gave an inch, we could make up the yards that separate good neighbors with good fences, and we could start making all of this nonsense make sense.